Good afternoon. I hope it's not too late to speak about gas. Because since in the morning we talk a lot about electricity, and all the politician people are talking a lot about electricity. But I am convinced that gas has room to take place in automotive industry. And first of all, this one, yeah. I want to say some words about our association, who was created in 1944. And at this time, the founders of the association was PSA, Renault Trucks, GDF Suez, now is NG, calling, and of course the Ministry of not Environment, and this time it was another name. And now we have more than 115 members, and you can see the name. Some of them are very famous. If I talk about the gas by himself, we have Total, Gazprom, Naturgy, who was, you say last year, and my friend is in the room. It was a Spanish one. And of course, NG, GNV, GRT Gas, and so on. And some manufacturers of trucks, as Renault Trucks, as Volvo, as Scania, and Iveco. Iveco is one of the best in France for the moment in terms of immatriculations of trucks. And some others, public collectivities, cities and so on. Toulouse Métropole is a member of the city, of our association. And in fact, also we have the main association and federation of transport, because gas is very well known in bus activities in the cities for many years, and for BOM, Ben ordure ménagère in English is waste trucks for dishes, and buses like in Bordeaux, for example, Nancy, or so on. Even in Paris, there are many buses with gas, and we know big development now in transport activities, because gas today is the only alternative for diesel, not electricity for high trucks, because it's not possible to carry a weight of battery instead of goods. And we are also growing up in coaches activities now. So we can see here the developing, of course, for the moment, compared to the total market share, market, it's very slow. But for trucks, it's for the moment around 4% of the total market. And unfortunately, when I saw the first one, you see only two brands for passenger cars. It is Fiat, because in Italy, gas is very well developed for many years. And Fiat is developing passenger cars, and Iveco is also a subsidiary of Fiat. And also Volkswagen Group. And Seat in France is the brand who wants to develop gas vehicles. But you have to know that in Germany, by example, Audi and Volkswagen cars are also with gas. But unfortunately, in France now, PSA and Renault left the association, because now they are talking a lot about electricity and not so much for gas. But I am convinced when all the stations of gas will be developed for trucks, for buses and coaches, brand manufacturers will think about gas, because gas is actual technology. No need to expenses a lot of money for investments and for research development. It's an normal engine, quite normal engine. And the cost of vehicles, trucks, buses, coaches, or even cars are quite comparing to gasoline are fuel vehicles. So I mean that the investment is very low. So on our website, you can see every day the real map of the developing of station, because like for electricity, the main problem for consumers is we have station close of our house or for our factories. But many companies who are developing for trucks have their own station. And they open station for their competitors, and I hope tomorrow for also car passengers. Total, you have to know, Total is very well known for petrol stations, but they want to develop stations in their own petrol stations, and Total is very important, and they are believing to the development of gas, and it's for us it's also very important when Sol says. Total will develop station in normal station. It will be very important for the development of vehicles. We think, and we are very close of these figures, at the end of the next year, we have in France 250 stations. That will be important, and I have to say enough, because the autonomy for gas vehicles is quite the same with gasoline vehicles. So we have not the problem of to have the autonomy like we have in electricity cars. So we are not competing about electricity, because of course electricity we have. And all my predecessors, all the speakers say that we shall have a big development of electricity. But I am convinced we have a large part for gas, and till now from the future. And the representing of platform, French platform, can confirm, because they announce for 2030 they will have 12% of the total passenger cars will be in gas. So it's the platform of French filière who says that, is not us. So we can confirm, and we hope we shall reach this level and perhaps go ahead this level. You can see here our the future as we can previous for 2030. And a big development of biogas. Biogas is very important because it's very clean, of course, and biogas is using also the waste of agriculture and of industry, and also for the day life. It means it's remaining the garbage. And for all methanization factory is producing employment in France, and that's also important, and complementary revenue for our agricultors. That agriculture today is a big problem, and it's an aspect who are developing and very good following from our government. You see, in 2030, it will about 40% of biogas, AFGNV. For light duty, as I said, and the figures given by the French platform. And I have also to say that with gas vehicles, it's like the thermic engine, and normal cars or normal trucks, they give works for the dealers, for the aftermarket, because as you know, with electric cars or electric trucks for day after tomorrow, they need less of working in the workshop. So that's a big problem for dealers. I don't know if you are a dealer in this room from some brands, but it's very important because, as you know, with electric engine, no much work to do, no gearbox, and it's very simple chassis and I don't know the name in English, but with engine, gearbox, and so on. So you have not an electric car. So it means less work and less employment in the dealer workshop. So we have not the same subsidiaries than for electric cars, but we have obtained from our government freezing of the fuel tax from 2017 till 2022. That's it, a good thing for our investment. And also over amortization extended to 2021, you can say. And IFP Énergie Nouvelle produced a study 2 months ago and to demonstrate that biogas vehicles is more cleaner than electric because, as you know, and we can be a debate, but if the battery, like in China, are produced from carbon, is not good for environment. With biogas, we have the same levels that total cycling for gas and electricity, because many politician people in France think only about the cars. Of course, the cars in the city is clean, but it depends of how you build the battery, how you after you refuel the battery, and so on. So that's it, also very important. That's all. I have at your disposal, and you can see our website. You have all the information about the development of gas in France.
So, thank you, Jean-Claude. Thank you so much.